you really come from nothing, you'll relate. You can't start a business right away as you have no money to fund it. That's why in this video the first step is to secure your financials, whether it's through a job or a degree you aim for. I decided to get a degree first to land a high-paying job afterwards. And my plan was to save as much money as possible with that high-paying job. Some may say you also need money to get a degree, right? While some friends of mine started to work at cafes, bars or clubs, I started working at uni. Here is a photo of me working at an institute back in the day as a research assistant. But why did I choose working there over a job at a cafe, bar or club? Which would be more fun, right? Let me explain. So the overall goal is to get a degree. So the condition is I need money to fund that degree. Housing, consumption and so on. And my solution was by working at that research institute, I was able to pay down my housing, my student loan debt. Plus, and this is actually much more important, by working at that research institute, I was able to gain so much in-depth knowledge, which by the end of the day benefited me so much by getting good grades. And by the way, going to uni is so underrated because most people focus only on getting high-paying jobs, but this is not the only advantage you get. Actually, the people you meet there are much more important for your life. A recent study underlines this point by saying 20% of new hires are coming from direct referrals. Therefore, it's always good to know people in key positions. And you may not know them at the moment, but the uni could be a great start for it. And if you say, my grades are so bad, I can't make it there, some of you may laugh, but this is how I looked back in the day. These are my teenage years, it's embarrassing to show that to you. But it's for a much more important message I have. Back then I was too much trouble, not focusing, not interested in anything, I was just a problem child. And this is a picture from me after my first year at uni. I don't even ask you to tell me the difference. By surrounding yourself with sophisticated, intelligent and straightforward people, you'll become that as well. So break free of your current environment and leave friends who hold you back. From today's point of view, I wouldn't describe even those people as friends, because true friends never hold you back. I don't say this to downplay this kind of people. I say this for you because you need to be aware of the fact if you miss the opportunity to leave your inner circle and build new relationships with straightforward, intelligent and sophisticated people, you'll miss it down the line. Everything has a certain time and age. And if you miss that timing, it will be very, very difficult to break free of that environment again. Most of the people who miss this chance stick to their old environment because they have no alternative anymore. But can you surround yourself only at uni with the right people? Of course not. And now we are moving from going to uni, working at a sophisticated job, to your spare time. I recommend to sign up to different clubs and teams. Let me explain. Personally, I do recommend you to sign up to makerspaces. Makerspaces are everywhere and created by different individuals to work on problems together. By joining their group, you get access to their technology park, their machinery and their knowledge. But most important, you become part of the network. If you do sign up, most places also have a blackboard where you can see current projects, where you can join and help, so you start getting into the circle. And if you have an idea in mind which you want to work on, you just start working on it. And if you are even able to convince others of your idea, you start building your team. If you want to learn more about the Maker Movement, I can definitely recommend you the book from Mark Hatch called The Maker Movement Manifesto. When I read this the first time, I was so hooked that I wrote my own bachelor's thesis about it. From there, I got to know so many makers in the space who showed me the true potentials of it that I wanted to share with you. Okay, let's move the external actions like going to uni, picking up a sophisticated job, signing up for clubs aside. Let's come to your personality, and I will be straightforward and sorry to say it, but there is a reason why there are experts in niches. Let's take AI as an example. If you really think that you can start a multi-million AI business by watching a 10-minute video only, then I have to tell you sorry, but you are wasting your time. But if you're using this content as a spark to enlighten your interest to dig deeper, then you're on the right track. For people who are just starting out, I recommend stay on your lane. Ask yourself the question, what are you really good at? What's your interest in? Where you can spend hours and hours? If you have already anything in mind, that's a big advantage over many others. So therefore you have to definitely build on that. Now some may say everything we covered until now is just so time consuming. And this brings us to the next step, being consistent. I've experienced it a lot. When I tried to work on my business ideas only when I found some spare time, I got actually never to work. Because there is always something else you need to take care of, whether it's your 9 to 5, your family, your responsibilities. So therefore I can recommend you to create a task list following the work breakdown structure and creating a timeline following the Gantt chart. If those concepts are completely new to you, I recommend you to watch this video over here. There I'll show you a step-by-step tutorial on how to set up a perfect plan with free tools. But Besides having a plan in order to stay consistent, it's also important to stay mentally sharp. I would lie if I didn't question my own path along the way. And by the way, although I was able to exit the misery I was in 10 years ago, to this day I still question the path I'm in right now. I'll give you an example, because back in the day when I was a student, I saw friends of mine picking full-time jobs, marrying, buying their first car. So they did accomplish big life milestones early on. And me, I was almost every day at uni, working from mornings to evenings, no breaks at all. I was studying in the libraries until midnight, and some weekends I was able to visit my parents. So literally there was nothing else, it was just routine. Back then I was hating my life, but I didn't realize that this routine made me build up serious knowledge. And exactly this knowledge enables me nowadays to earn 6 figures. Matter of fact, at the end of the day, I see my current income as my security net for my side hustles I'm working on. And from my point of view, the most important thing comes right now. It's important to not stop only because you land a high-paying job. Invest your money wisely. Don't do the same mistakes as I did early on, like spending on luxury items, buying a new car, or flexing designer clothes or something like that. Don't do that. This was actually a big one for me because I've never had access to money, so I couldn't handle it. And nowadays I'm fortunate enough to be able to invest that money into business ideas I'm passionate about. And if you wonder how you could find your passion ideas, remember, I told you to sign up for clubs and makerspaces. If you go there for a while, you'll understand which skill you have, which interests you have, and which things do you really enjoy. You can even sign up there if you're 60 years of age and still make it. I really do hope that this video gave you another perspective on how to start a business or how to become successful. From my experience, it takes only time, a plan, and patience, and yourself. And personally, I'm not at the end myself, as I'm sharing my journey still on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and drop a comment. See you in the next one. Bye.